Hello. I'm at a park nearby that coffee shop. I'm in Bernal Heights, which is a different neighborhood that I haven't explored a ton before, but it's super cute. There's nice little downtown, beautiful views, and the coffee shop that I went to, Progressive Grounds, was lovely. There was lots of little tables to sit at, and there was a big back patio that you could also sit at. But as I showed in the footage, it said no laptops from 10 to 2, which is unfortunate because I came at like 11 on Sunday. So that was fine. We adapt. I ended up actually handwriting a whole scene. Well, I didn't quite finish it, but I got a ton done. I literally almost filled 2 pages. My writing's super small, so I don't know if you can see that, but it was really good progress. I was using a new fountain pen that I'd gotten, Lamy fountain pen, which I quite like. One of my friends doesn't really like them because the nibs are a little bit too firm. They're steel nibs, but I thought it was nice, and I kind of used a lighter touch because of it, and I found that it moved really quickly. I took a little while to adjust to the grip. The pens have a specific grip that kind of force you to hold it, I guess, correctly, or it's just like easier to start with fountain pen, but I feel like I'm already pretty comfortable with fountain pens, and so it was just a little weird to have to force myself into that. But anyways, update, progress. I finished all of the scenes that I had to revise, which is fantastic progress because that's kind of what I had slated for the first week of this challenge. And then now I'm working on kind of the rest. I finished also writing the scenes that came in the first 2 quarters of the book. I had a few additional scenes that I wanted to add, and I've added those. And so now we're just kind of doing the home stretch, going towards the end. So at this point, I have nothing intermittently to the end. It's just kind of ending where I've left off and then going straight through until we finish. So that's pretty good. There's also a library in Bernal Heights. It's embarrassing to admit, but I still haven't gotten my library card from San Francisco. I've been using my Texas library cards and Libby to get my library books, and so I really want to, get my library card. The library opened at 1, so I waited until then. It's 1:20 now. I should be able to go, and then after that, find my way back. I have Pilates this afternoon, but other than that, the entire day is just slated of writing and seeing how much we can get done. This morning, I finished filming a video about a secret library that I went to in downtown San Francisco. So that should be up soon, if not before this video, if you want to go watch that. It was so fun and just incredibly related, and there are so many parallels to the book I'm writing now, and so it was really inspiring. I talk about it really in depth there, but basically it's called the Mechanics Institute, and it is an institute/association, especially cultural center for education. It was originally founded in the 19th century for out-of-work gold miners, for them to learn different skills and trades, and help kind of develop the industry of San Francisco beyond just what was the gold rush. And it was founded before there were any universities in California, even any public libraries, and so it was kind of the first of its kind, and it's really not super well known, or at least it was hard for me to find, so it was fun to kind of explore. It's a really old building, very cool, lots of fun stacks, so I feel really inspired from that and ready to keep going and keep writing. And it's a beautiful day. So with that, we can go to the library now. it be known that I know that my bangs aren't cooperating, but we're just not going to talk about it. I'm back from Pilates and I got my library card, so that was a huge success, and the Vernal Heights library was so cute. I loved it. I got all of my writing that I had done in the coffee shop in the notebook into Scrivener, and it was over 1,000 words, which I am pretty impressed that I hand wrote that much and my hand isn't in severe pain. So that part's good. I know several authors / writers who enjoy handwriting at first and then they transcribe it and they're like, yes, this is like part of my whole process and I can basically pre-edit it as I'm putting it in, which I did find it was kind of helpful. It was good in some ways, but it did take forever, right? Like writing it in the first place took over an hour, and then, you know, transcribing it took a while too. So it's definitely not the fastest way to do it, but I did see some benefits and it was kind of fun to switch it up a little bit. Now that's just one scene and I kind of wanted to write 3 today. I'm going to check where we are on my whiteboard calendar, which I haven't been looking at nearly as much as I should because I've just kind of been vibing, getting done kind of like what I can in some time. But the rest of today, what's it gonna look like? It's gonna be some more writing. I might make a smoothie bowl or something to eat while I do that. For the rest of the today, I need to finish editing the library vlog from yesterday. So that's gonna fit in at some point among all the writing, and so that's just gonna be kind of like a break, a little intermediate palette cleanser, if you will, from scene to scene. Now I know what you're thinking. Where were the writing montages? What happened to the sprints? I'm here to tell you that they didn't happen. I wrote about a total of 2 sentences since we last spoke. I did finish editing the YouTube video and got that up, but I spiraled a little bit about my author website and then accidentally watched a YouTube video, which is against my rules for this challenge, but it was delightful. So I have that to report. Yes, so I've written about 2 more sentences and it is 11:05 at night. And I have work in the morning, so I'm going to call it a night, and hopefully I can just wake up a little early tomorrow and get some sprints in then, and then we can make it up. Since I did revise everything, I am slightly ahead. Wait, let me actually check this. Let me pad over to the calendar. Well, since I revised everything, I am on track for that. I can tell you what hasn't happened is the write 3, write 2, write 4. That hasn't happened. For sure that's not done. But let's see, I need to calculate exactly how many. I did schedule very few writing scenes later, and then I have a bunch of kind of extra padding days. So it's okay to be a little bit behind at this point. Yeah, it's okay to be a little bit behind at this point. I'm just gonna try and get back on track and not take it too personally or beat myself up about it. And we'll continue writing tomorrow because that's how life goes. Good morning. I did not wake up early enough to work on it, but I did finish that scene last night before going to bed. So I went to bed a little later than I thought, and now I have to work, but after that, and potentially during my lunch break, I'm going to get some more writing done so we can check in for that. Yesterday ended up being pretty busy, but I did write almost 1,000 words, 990 right before bed, and the only thing that got me to write when I was in bed, so tired, ready to go to bed, was this little Tamagotchi thing. So basically it's set up with a little habit, and there I had my little chest from the day before, and I have a streak now of writing where I write at least a little bit every day, and I can't break the streak. So no matter how silly this is, and it is seriously gamifying it, I have one for walking, and I have had one for walking for a long time, which has honestly really helped my step count get up. I took so long to get the lifetime wins greater than the lifetime poops, and so far my little writing birdie has no poops, 0 poops ever. And I want to keep it that way. It would be amazing if I could continue the streak just forever, indefinitely, just write a little bit every day and never kind of lose that momentum. So now I have a conference today and tomorrow, so I don't expect to be able to get a lot of writing done, but I am going to sit down right now in the morning before the conference and try and write at least a few words, get my little check for the day, and then see what we can do tonight. I'm also flying across the country after the conference tomorrow, so that'll be super busy, but flights are a good time to kind of get the wheels turning and some writing done. It is a red eye, so that is not great, but I should be able to do some writing before the really night part of it sets in, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna write now, and I will talk to you when I am done. I have been on the go. On the bright side, the new total word count is up to 82,000. But in the past 2 weeks since this vlog has started, it started on the 11th and it is May 23rd now, I have written every single day. I showed you my little Tamagotchi app. That is very motivating for me, as silly as it is. I had a 2-day work conference and I still managed to write a little bit before and then after. I flew to the East Coast and had a little family vacation, and I got a good amount of writing done, but wanted to spend some time, quality time with everyone, so definitely not as much as if I was just sitting alone at home. But I think we're making good progress, even though I had originally kind of mapped it out by how many scenes I was hitting. I think now I'm tracking it much more by word count and watching that total go up. We're currently at the Dark Night of the Soul, so that's about 80% through, and we just pretty much have the finale to rush through, which I think that usually goes way faster for me because everything has been building up to this point. I'm finally getting to bring all of the different threads together, and it just makes a lot more sense in my head. So we have 1 week left. We're 19 days into the 30-day challenge to finish Potentia. I had technically mapped it that I'm going to start I'm going to be reviewing next week, so kind of read through the entire script so that I can make I had mapped it so that I am going to do a full read through this weekend and put any last revisions in before I send it off to beta readers. So this weekend is a heavy hitter. Monday is Memorial Day, so that's good that I have the day off, but I need to write around 18,000 words and take hopefully a day breather before reading through the entire thing and mapping out any revisions I need to make for next week. Very exciting stuff coming up. I'm going to vlog this weekend and hopefully it'll be a very high word count weekend. We'll see. And thanks for hanging out. And and if you want to be notified when the beta reading comes available at the end of 30 days and be able to sign up, then you can sign up for my Substack. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye.